Hi everyone, welcome to Speaking of Fashion, video time. Woo! Are we ready for audio?
Okay.
Okay, let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Hi everyone, welcome to Speaking of Fashion. This is Rachel Yeomans of The Working Wardrobe, and to my left is
Tanisha Anderson of Clicks.
You sure? And Ryan Beshel. Of Ryan Beshel.
of Ryan Beshel, representing himself. Okay, so big news before we get started. Someone got married.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay,
Love it.
married.
And there was an Instagram hashtag at the wedding.
Yeah, I had to make Rachel proud.
I love it.
I admit I was the only other person besides Tanisha who Instagrammed using the hashtag, but that's okay.
That's what I was going to ask you. If the
I
people
think there were
used
only
it. Oh,
on Facebook.
Okay.
Like a lot of photos are on Facebook as opposed to Instagram. So
Well, I shared my Instagram photos to
yeah,
Facebook.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I think a lot of the
They
guys
just
probably
posted
didn't
it.
have Instagram and just
Okay.
did Facebook and did hashtag.
That
But
works.
well, yeah, it
It
does
works.
work. It did the same.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It couldn't have went any better, to be honest.
Well, and one thing that the wedding was not, okay, we're going to have to show me the video because I can't read this far away.
Show me the video.
Show me the video. Okay, we're going to get closer. Duder. Yeah.
Which is matching, like totally matching.
Yeah, totally like the same color. So people usually don't like that, but then they're afraid to pattern mix or
Right.
things like that.
It was interesting.
It was fun.
It's worth the read. It's light.
It is like, well, you want to know what else science says, guys?
I do.
Tigers can rip things.
This was cool too.
You did
I
know.
found the weirdest article. Elle was like giving me everything.
Yeah, so Japanese denim brand Zoo Jeans
Clever.
has teamed up with the Kemin Zoo in Hitachi, so it's in Japan, to create 3 pairs of jeans, custom distressed. Notice how they didn't say ripped to shreds.
Right.
By Lions Type. Will be on display at the zoo until July 21st. The auction actually started on the 9th. The jeans will be auctioned off to raise money for the zoo and the World Wildlife Fund, which is really genius idea.
Gene, yes.
Genius.
Sorry.
That
That was really bad.
So to achieve the artful ripping, denim was wrapped around the lions and tigers' favorite toys and then returned to the animals, and you can guess what happened next. This part was hilarious. So according to The Guardian, I'm going to butcher this.
Oh, that name.
Mithun Ramanandi, men's denim buyer at Selfridges, quote, "The rips are too sporadic," he says. "Men want them on the thigh, the knee, the back pocket. Rips on the calf as they are here don't look natural." So natural ripping is just not
Right.
natural enough.
So basically, tigers are bad designers. Is what
Horrible.
we're coming up with.
You know,
And there's a video of them tearing them up.
the video is hilarious.
Yeah, they're just like going crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty hardcore. So I love the idea. It's totally fun.
It was fun.
It's
It's really
fun.
fun. Super press worthy.
Yeah.
It was a good exposure push for them.
Yeah. So some other things going on are, Tanisha, do you want to take this one about
Sure.
about designers in the Homo sapien category?
Okay.
And shimmy this way, no one can see your lovely
Yeah.
face.
So because I have a phone, so we don't have to have it as up close, but
I think she's strategically saying, please not so close.
Right.
Can we Photoshop this?
It is
Right.
really
Donna
Yeah.
Kieran's philanthropic design outlet, Urban Zin, launches its latest capsule project on July 15th called The Journey. Urban Zin is equally dedicated to revolutionizing healthcare and conserving global well-being, aka putting ethically produced clothing on our backs. Karen donates all proceeds from Urban Zin to charities such as Habitat for Humanity and Amnesty International. The 40-piece collection features wrap dresses, pants, and artisanal tops which evoke a sort of goth meets body map.
I did Google body map.
Yeah,
Body
what is
map?
that?
It's kind of like an 80s punk thing
Okay.
going on.
Okay.
Goth meets body
It's
map.
on Wikipedia.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Yeah, aesthetic, and is, as Karen puts it, a way to make beautiful clothes for all my friends.
Which was,
I love
that was
that.
kind of the
I was
lamest
like,
quote
okay.
ever. It's like that
For
thing.
all my friends.
Really?
Okay.
What about all of your
People.
mutual acquaintances?
Right.
Yeah.
No wrap dress for you.
The
You can hear her
offshoot-
saying it though. Like, to make beautiful clothes, put on my friend. That's how she would say it.
Maybe we will too.
I don't know why she has I don't know why she has that accent.
The offshoot brand DKNY launched its Wear NYC campaign last week as well. For the DKNY's Fall/Winter 2014 campaign, the brand tapped 15 of the most talented New Yorkers with roots from all over the world and brought them together to celebrate the true spirit of NYC. Rita Ora, Suju Park, Mike Bailey Gates, and more share their New York stories to uncover what the New York attitude is. Visit DKNYWearNYC.com to learn more about the cast and click the slideshow to see all of the New York-inspired looks. You're also able to share your own story using hashtag #WeAreNYC.
All right.
I thought it was a cool campaign, actually.
I actually didn't. I should have looked into it further.
Yeah,
Did you see any of the pieces?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, well, especially the one you sent for the new Donna Karen collection.
Okay,
The clothing was gorgeous.
that's cool.
It was all drapey. rappy,
I like it.
very safari-like. Maybe their jeans will be ripped by lions out in the wild.
No, they'll just be ripped by New Yorkers. What else we got?
Well, speaking of some seriousness going on,
Uh-oh.
these women are very serious about fashion magazines. This was an awesome article. So I'll run through it, but Tanisha, I know that you have some statements, I'm sure. So, I like in the back of her throat.
Maybe.
Politico recently declared that women's magazines demean powerful women, even when they're trying to celebrate them. So a dynamic Politico referred to as the princess effect. So writer Sarah Kendzior argued that former Obama staffer Alyssa, God, these names, Mastromonaco's new gig as a Marie Claire contributing editor symbolized an intellectual flattening of women perpetrated by the media on the whole. Quote, the personal is political, she wrote, but for women, the political is removed from the person, replaced by trite obsessions with clothes, hair, childcare choices, and exercise routines. Don't even get me started. Okay, on Friday, Master Monaco fired back at Politico and the Washington Post. Quote, if we really want to talk honestly about having it all, she wrote, we need to start by according a woman's many interests outside the office with the same deference we do a man's. So Kat Stoffel, she was the one who wrote the roundup of this op-ed piece in The Cut, stated that it's only fair. A male politician's interest in sports makes him relatable, not lightweight, and men's magazines aren't dismissed when they feature supposedly hard-hitting places adjacent to features on golf swing pinstripes bikini babes, as Master Monaco put it. My favorite quote of the op-ed personally is, as long as we all need to get dressed each morning, clothing will be a communication tool. So, room for statements.
Tanisha.
Open
Go ahead.
the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to
Well,
get my martini for this one.
I don't
Let's
know.
stop buying magazines. Like, Jesus,
My-
everyone wants to bitch and complain, but then they put their money out and purchase them.
I don't see where I'm kind of getting tired of the whole thing of if you're a powerful woman, number one, and you're in a fashion magazine or you're wrote about in Vogue or in Marie Claire, that somewhat diminishes who you are as a woman in whole. Just because you're, I don't know, a vice president candidate or some Obama staffer or on some political campaign or a cabinet member does not mean that you don't still have an interest in how you work out or that new Donna Karan collection that's going on. I get tired of the whole thing of, well, they're a powerful woman and they shouldn't be asked these questions. And I mean, they're women.
Right.
Like,
That's a good point.
We like like this, like you're a woman, and I'm not trying to say that asking them those questions all the time in a piece is okay, but I mean,
But consider the
what's
source.
the-
I mean,
I mean,
consider
what's-
the magazine that you're in. It's not like
it's not the New Republic.
exactly.
It's
you know,
not.
Yeah.
It's
It's
not
like if
the,
you wanna
it's
talk
not
about-
the Atlantic.
exactly.
It's not. It's
we're
Vogue.
talking about
It's
a
Marie,
fashion magazine
right?
that's
It's
featuring
Vogue.
a
It's
woman.
Marie Claire.
They gotta
It's
sell
Elle.
advertising,
I
so
mean,
they're gonna plug their favorite
I
makeup
just-
or whatever.
I get sick and tired of the whole and like who said about the male politicians' interest in men never ever, like, they can talk about their favorite celebrity crush or what Super Bowl was their favorite ever till they're blue in the face, and they will never get questioned for it. A woman entrepreneur or CEO or politician or whatever, she mentions anything about her favorite mascara, and it's just like,
Right. I thought you were a powerful woman.
right.
Right.
It's- I don't.
What do you have to
That's
say,
I'm
Rach?
done.
I think that we are looking a little bit too within the United States, actually. with this specific op-ed.
Really?
Because I think that there are powerful women all over the world
Mhm.
Sure.
who actually are incredibly fashionable,
Oh, yeah.
make their statements known, and it's not even about fashion. Like, they're in, like, can we state the obvious here? Like, whose little 1-year-old was shown in his cute little overalls doing
That's
the
all-
first step.
That's
Right.
all we talk about.
That's all we talk
Right.
about. And yes, granted, Kate Middleton is not a vice president or I want this, and fine. She has her
So
interests.
see, then I'm wondering, does that make, if there's another woman out there who is a politician who maybe wants to have a great vote spread?
Then she should.
Well, but because Hillary Clinton didn't do it, will she have in the back of her mind, oh, I don't want to come across as being frivolous or being too feminine or
Mhm. Oh, your food.
Yeah, my food.
You're fat.
Food's here. Food.
It's just a door on the bus.
Feed me,
Okay.
Seymour.
It's on the credit card. Yeah, just hit door. And then you just get the food. Okay, commercial break. Wasn't that fun? No,
Yeah,
but
so that's my opinion.
it's one of those situations where you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And I do say, whether you're male or female, the highlight is on women because statistically, women have grown to a higher percentage of being leaders in the workforce, which has never happened before. And we are also in an age where we share everything about our personal and professional lives as if they're one. So not only are we at personal branding mayhem, we also are at a point where women are in a place of power that didn't used to be the case.
Mhm.
So men have had those lessons through the years. There was a time when if a man did not show up to a meeting wearing a suit, he was ridiculed.
Yeah.
That did happen. And so we are going through those same
Right, like growing pains.
growing pains.
Yeah.
And good for us.
Sure.
We've made it this far. Yay!
Yay!
And we are in a new world of communication where Elle Magazine just had their first social media issue.
Mhm.
And one of the top women in social media is a high-powered executive at a very stuffy company who has a tremendous personal social media following because she loves fashion.
Right.
She talks about her nails all the time. So it's as our
Who is
culture.
it? Is it?
I don't remember her
No.
name. Sorry. Pick up the magazine. Sorry.
Yeah, Laura.
But I do feel that we are just at this crazy time where we want to hold on to the ideal of our leaders being the better people than us, while at the same time wanting them to be real people. So can you imagine being that person in a place of power? God, that would suck.
Yeah.
So I think that this is a much bigger discussion that I'm glad is brought up, but it has little to do with fashion magazines, and I think it has more to do with how we want to be publicly personified while maintaining our private identity. And that really is the choice of the individual.
Sure.
So if Hillary Clinton doesn't want her photos taken, fine. But if Michelle Obama gets this amazing photo spread, fine. If Kate Middleton wants to sunbathe topless, fine. That's their choice. And then we as the public can have our opinions about it, which we are welcome to do. And then let's move on and let them do their jobs that they were hired to do so well.
So well said.
Some of them.
What's next?
What's next?
Some of them.
Some of them. Good point.
Uh-huh.
So speaking of magazines, though, Tanisha, do you want to take this one about the new? There's a plethora
Would love to.
of new magazine contributing editors.
Yes. So celebrity chef Marcus Samuelson will join T plus L. There's a T and L. I always say T plus L.
I always say T plus L.
Okay.
But I pronounce everything wrong.
Well, it's probably T and L.
I think it would be T and L, travel and leisure, because it's travel and leisure.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
okay, T and L as food and culture contributor. He will report between 4 and 6 byline stories a year for both the magazine and its website. The pub will also tap the chef to appear in videos for its site, and it will introduce a feature called The B-Sides on lesser-known neighborhoods in familiar cities. His first story will make its debut in TNL's October issue.
Kind of excited about that.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. At Marie Claire, the magazine has tapped transgender author Janet Mock as a new contributor. Mock will join a small stable of contributing editors, including recent additions Elisa Mastromonaco,
Speaking of,
former White House Deputy Chief of Staff, and Audrey Gelman, political and media relations strategist.
now this was a little moment that I just put in, but you can go ahead and read it, Tanisha.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bringing a more intellectual angle to the women's glossy is a point of differentiation for Marie Claire, said editor-in-chief Anne Fullen-Wider. I'm really looking to expand the Marie Claire family. We have a never-ending need for content. We are becoming rapidly a 24/7 shop here, Fullen-Wider told WWD. And Rachel said, the new HuffPo. Why do you think the new HuffPo? Because HuffPo was just...
24/7. Anytime I hear an editor say 24/7, sorry.
But wait a
The
minute,
new fucking HuffPo.
But if you're
sorry.
if you're online, aren't you 24/7? Isn't that what digital is? 24/7.
Well, depends on when you're pushing out content. I mean, if something was doing it day, night, and all the time, they probably are. But they also have like HuffPo style, HuffPo.
Well, that's why.
Comedy,
And that's the thing, like, after, I don't know if you guys remember when Marie Claire changed editors,
Right.
and how the magazine went to Lucky.
Mm.
Sorry,
I see what you're saying.
I'm just seeing a gradual direction of suck.
That was awesome.
It's just weird.
Oh, I love it.
So, I don't know, do you guys agree, do you disagree, or am
I don't read it enough to.
I really, I like Marie Claire, but I'm going to be honest with you, I like it for their at work segment.
I get that for the working wardrobe.
Yeah, and that's literally the only thing I read Marie Claire for. I could actually care less.
It just seems late. I mean.
I like Nina Garcia.
Nina Garcia.
Nina Garcia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
But other than that,
It's about time. It's what they have to do.
Well, because I get the magazine in my court, because I subscribe to Nina Garcia's quarterly, and she always includes the magazine in there. And I remember getting 3 issues, because I used to subscribe after the new team took over, and it was just so awful, so I stopped. And I've been rereading them, like, maybe they, no. And actually, it was funny, and part of me really hates lambasting magazines because of how difficult it is, because you do need, it is easy to think that you need to be 24/7. And I applaud the angle of trying to have more, the political correspondence, that's great, but that's not who Marie Claire ever was.
Yeah, I mean, that seems weird. It seems like something they have to do, but it does seem weird. And I wanted to ask you what you thought, what was the suck going on with Marie Claire? Like, what specifically made you form an opinion that it was worse than it was when you were reading it before?
That's the funny part, because the articles, it was a journalistic dream house. It really was. The articles were controversial. They were well done. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what Marie Claire was known for.
Yeah, they were really known for.
Journalistic.
Oh, it was just amazing. And so this move for these different, contributing editors would have been brilliant for the old Marie Claire.
Okay, sure.
You read the new Marie Claire, and like I said, it's like reading Lucky.
Yeah.
It's all fluff, and they even use the canned terms as if they're real words, like acronyms.
Okay.
I saw LOL in an article. And I'm like, really? Really?
Oh.
If it wasn't part of
weird.
it was. Anyway.
I think they're trying to be everything to everybody.
They are.
Right.
That's the thing, and that's where you will get bit in the ass when you start doing that, big time.
And it's disappointing, especially when reading. And this was a funny conversation during your wedding, because after reading articles and really in-depth interviews, well-researched statements from Porter magazine. It's disappointing going back to some of the mainstream fashion magazines and being like, wow, this was written like crap. Who did you hire to write this article? Now, I will say Porter could up the ante, because right now they're very interview-focused versus article-focused. I would love to see a really good article written by someone who wrote those interviews, because the interviews are so well done. So if they just get another article in there, I'd be a very, very happy person. So anyway,
Sorry, Marie Claire.
Sorry, Marie Claire. But that's actually. I like how Ryan's like, don't.
Call me.
No, really don't.
Don't do that.
Don't do
wait,
that.
there's no reason for that.
So that concludes. It's a brief
Oh, that's
fashion.
it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But
good.
really great, short and sweet podcast this week.
In and out.
Thank you guys for listening. Please find us we are hosted on, you can download Speaking of Fashion on iTunes. Please listen to us there. We also are hosted on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/speakingoffashion. The Tumblr blog where we'll post notes and this podcast as well is on speakingoffashionpodcast.tumblr.com. Please email us if you want us to talk about anything specifically, speakingoffashion@gmail.com, and you can use the hashtag Speaking of Fashion on Twitter. I'll be monitoring it accordingly. And if you want to find one of these fabulous folks,
you can.
all right.
Tweet or Instagram me at Ryan Beschel, and check out my website, www.ryanbeschel.com, for everything else. How about you, T?
You can tweet me.
Really?
I'll respond.
No, you will not.
But I'll look at it.
We'll respond for her.
I'll look at it and say, aw. You can tweet me at Publishing Beat on Twitter, or you can follow me, comment me at TAnders76. No, I actually will respond to that. I actually do more.
And it's
Instagram.
T-E.
She does.
TEANDERS 76.
Perfect.
You can find me, everything The Working Wardrobe, on theworkingwardrobe.com. And actually, we have 2 really awesome giveaways going on right now, if you guys are interested. Ending this Friday, you can win a $200 shopping spree at shopittome.com. Trust me, it's fabulous. And then ending next Saturday, you could win your favorite one of 2 dresses from the new summer line from MM LaFleur. I'm actually wearing one right now.
And it's really cute. You guys can't see the whole thing, but it is very cute.
Well, you
Look
can.
at that neckline.
Look at that neckline.
We'll check it out
The
on the blog.
gathered shoulders. Yep, you can check it out on the blog, and I also did Instagram a selfie this morning. So it's Rachel Yeomans. I'm very easy to find on social media. Everything's Rachel Yeomans, so Twitter, Facebook, all that fun stuff, Instagram. And I think that's pretty much it. So again, thank you guys for listening, and we'll chat with you next week.
Bye.
All right, bye.